Okay. So everyone is here, right? So as you guys can see me in the video that you can see the gradient of the color, how this colors is appearing over here. This is the base tone. Now the color is slowly turning into the dark. You can see that one. See here. Can you guys see me? So the same way you guys need to work on your illustrations too. When you're drawing something, you need to see what is the base tone. What is the base tone means the lightest tone of the color, basically. Either it's a skin or a dress or anything. Okay, this is the basic principle. You guys need to remember this one. And when you see either in the digital or by hand drawing, you guys need to apply the same principle when you're drawing any kind of an illustration. Okay, so I hope you guys got this one, right? So now I pick my base tone. Okay, I draw the base tone now. Now it's a time for to us apply the mid tone. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I took my brush tool, okay, here, and I reduce my opacity. I don't wanna get too dark, so I'll keep my opacity the same level as little 50, 58, and I'll reduce my flow to 25 here. Okay, I reduce my opacity and my flow. Right now my brush is on size 21. I think I'm gonna increase my brush size a little bit. Okay, for 39. So even little more bigger is also fine for me, I think. So that's what I'll reduce the size. I'm keeping it 45 for now. Okay. Here, one good advantage with the is you don't need to worry if you're crossing a line here. Okay, that's fine. That you can fix it with the smudging. Okay, so I hope you don't get hang in the middle because still the recording is converting the previous one. Okay, but I'll try to show you and I will see the smaller session for the blending. Okay, instead of the bigger. So I have my brush ready. So I put my opacity of 58, flow at 25. Okay, I kept my pressure sensitivity on and I go to my brush and I'm gonna use the same brush, or if you want to change it to soft round brush over here, that's fine. If you use that one, or if you use this soft version of this, either of this one is fine. Okay, you don't need to worry because we're gonna blend this color, so it's not gonna stay forever. So we're gonna blend it right now. I'm gonna continue with the brush which I'm using right now. I'm not changing the brush. Okay, I only keep my changing my opacity like a little lower than the previous one. Okay, now go to the color. Okay, now pick the darker tone here, the mid tone, the previous tone. This is the current tone. Then I go my mid tone somewhere here. Okay, my mid tone. Someone's sorry. So I pick my mid tone now. I got my mid tone, and I'm gonna click OK. Okay. So you guys following me, right? So once you have your tone, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna increase my size of this one, and that's the better. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply on the edges here like this. So where I want the shadows, I'm gonna just apply there. This area is going to be the dark, okay? And I'll use a single stroke is fine. Surely, I don't want to repeat the stroke. That area is dark, and this area is going to be the dark because that's where the absence of light over there, okay? And check other areas too. Wherever the in the fingers, so obviously it's going to be a little dark in these areas. I'll just drop a color over there. I don't need to be in the neck areas. So, and this area it's going to be the dark, and here it's going to be dark. Okay. So the phase two. So you need to observe which is the direction of my light. So for example, this is falling on. Okay. So then here in this, if my light is kept on this side, on the right side of the screen, basically, the left side area is going to be the dark. So I'll keep this area a little bit darker, and back side, because there is an angle. So light is in this direction, it's falling from me in this direction. So I don't have much light in the back side. So I'm gonna keep little dark in the sessions, okay? That's where light is absent over there. And the same thing, the light is falling from this top, from top direction. So these areas, you will get a little more darker spots like this, okay? Still they're going, and this area is going to be the dark, most of the back side. So on a few spots, it's going to be the white. It's going to reflect. Now, I have my midtone now, okay? So you might guys, you guys might confuse, okay, what is this one? I just simply draw a strokes and you're saying that it's a midtone. Now it's a time to blend it, okay? That's what you guys gonna do now. Once you have your midtone, let me erase this light. I'll keep that light for now, okay? You can leave it for that now. And now go with your smudge tool, okay? And zoom the area. Slowly start blending that areas, okay? I take this area and I took my smudge tool. Okay. Here right now I'm keeping my strength 100 itself. I kept my pressure sensitivity on and I kept my brush soft and round. Okay. And I'll reduce my size to 28 because I want to go by the corner wise. So I think I need to work on my strength. It's blending, but it's becoming little softer. Let's increase the size of the brush. That folks. Yeah. Slowly blend this one to keep it. Sorry for that, because I need to work with the if I reduce my strength, you can see that the laptop is becoming little slow. So that's why I need to work. Always keep it on this strength 2 off, 50 keeps that as my regular drawing setting. Plus I need to keep it consideration on the class also with the Zoom caller and with this laptop. You guys don't need to worry about that, okay? So always smoothly how the color you want, and how the shadow drawing that you are trying to approve, so I'll keep it over here, and I think that play with the smudge, you're going to enjoy a lot. This is very fun, gives you really nice depths and details for everything. So there is a trick when you're smudging. If you're pulling upwards, it pulls the color. If you're pulling downwards, it pulls the base color here. And if you're mixing like eraser like this, it makes the color over there. See, I think I can say that's how you can achieve. So you need to understand
step only of the trick, as you were saying from that.
Yes. So blend them base tone. Okay. See, I'm mixing with my base tone. I'm started with the section over here. I didn't start from here. Okay. I start where my base tone and my mid tone are ending. From there, I slowly started blending. See, guys can see me. I'm giving a simple direction for that. Okay. That's why I said you don't need to, so wherever I want, until I got my result properly. Coloring thing, okay? So not on the basic stuff. That's where you can get a realistic approach of your drawing. You can see this one. This is my neck muzzle. And here I'm gonna give my color to be approach. Because this area under the boning muzzle and got the shape. See how I'm pushing that one? And that is the trick. You need to play it. It's kind of how you play that time practice or 2-time practice, you will get a tremendous result. You need to understand it. You need to understand the logic behind it. How you gonna mixing that color. That's why I said observe yourself. Stand in front of the camera. Stand in front of your mirror in your room and see yourself in the mirror and observe the light, how it's falling on the skin or your dress, or how the folds are acting. That is the best lesson you can learn by yourself to draw a perfect drawing, perfect illustration. Okay, so bone here, so I'll give my little shape here. Okay, and that's where my neck a smooth blend, because I have this throat or something that I want to keep it, and this is it. Okay, if anything is how it's looking or not, I've seen the longer distance. Okay, So you can erase. What I usually do is I don't erase my line. I will show you that. It's a little darker over there, and simply so you can use it. This is the option, and I want to give a little bit muzzle over there. So I'll reduce my size of this brush, and I don't rub it too much. I'll simply go smoothly to get a better result. Okay, again, apply the color smoothly, and I'll go with the bigger size to get a softer and round shape. Okay, for the bigger brush, you'll get a little more softer, and for smaller brush, you will get a little more harsh, little bit hard. The size of the brush to get a better result, to make it round. So if you overdo, it's also reducing the size. Sorry, if I'm increasing my brush size, so laptop is getting slow. Because of that, I need to be little more. I'll try to. So I think I got okay. If any changes, I'll do it and I'll rework on this layer again. Like with the timing. So, but with the timing, you can see the result over there. The shadows, how it's turning on. So here, I want a little bit softness over here. So I'll work on this one, this category, and I'll rearrange this midtone. So now I have my midtone now. Okay, just I have my midtone now. So let's finish the arms. Let me zoom it out. I'll reduce my size because laptop is getting slow when we are working on a bigger area. So I have to be cautious a little bit with the size of my brush. Okay. So I'll zoom. I'll see where my shadows to be go because I know where the light object is placed. That's how the light and the shadows wherever I draw, and just because I draw so many, learn it from myself only. These kind of things. We only taught us little basics. Apart from that basics, we learn it by with our practice. We learn it, and with our observation, we saw how the lights works and how the color works. Because in the arts, there is no right or wrong. Okay, there is only a style right and no one is wrong. Okay, so perfectly say, I mean, if you can say accurately, that means there is no a right definition for anything in the arts. Anything can be used, any kind of a formation as per your idea or your creativity. That's why we don't use any principles right definition for this one. This is the wrong definition for this one. No, we don't have anything such kind of things in the arts. Okay, our touch and our kind of so fingers, I'll keep it in that will be little lesser here. I'll keep it dark in the sense, and this one also index finger, and I'll use that white speckles a little bit over here, somewhere here. Okay, and once I have the boning and blending, where I want my colors and my midtones to be worked out. But you can also, as I said, it's always on how you want to present them. Okay, here I'm using a realistic approach. So this kind of an approach, it's a better result. Black on that area. So I small to represent that kind of forearm bone there. So nice and deep. I don't want to be, instead of correct my outside areas also, kind of a blend sense, and correct it and put it into the right spot. That's it. See, now you got this spot. I'll zoom out once I'm done this one. It will be more darker than, so I'll blend it nice and smooth until I find a rightful color. Okay, most important tool in the drawing. That's how you're gonna mix that and get a really good rendering. So a blender or graphic or the pencil surface. Without blenders, if you have a style that okay, previously I show you that hatching style. Okay, sir, I don't want to use the blending. What is the alternative option for this one? Means hatching. So depend upon what kind of a color you want. So that's a style that you guys can approach it without blending kind of things. Now I can see my arm a little better, but of course I need to blend it a little more thing. I will do it later once I've done the rest of the things. Once I get my dark tone, and I'll resit on the things. Okay. The same thing on these areas. Take your smudge tool and slowly start blending on these colors. I'm showing little traditional mid-tone set. Then I'll show you the tricks how to make it fall. So until this time, you guys need to spend your time on the blending properly and everything. I don't want too much dark, lighter at the same time. So now this side arm is also done, bottom part. As we have the 3-day session, I'll be try to be a little quicker. Okay, do the coloring on the dresses, talk about those, okay, how to do the fabric, how to do the embroidery details and everything, and I'll show you drawing. That's why I use a polygamy lasso tool. Even if I miss any spots in like mid-tone, dark tones, and those better things. And fix it until you get a rightful tone and little light over here. I need to zoom more to get a better result, a little faster also. Working with the smaller brush with the smudge, guys. Okay? And I think that's good. Food shape and everything, but in the food, that is the advantage. Most of the detail here, so don't worry about it. Okay. The same thing I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna pull space. So I'll try. I don't need to be perfection on this area. I'll try to think of. So in 10 minutes, we're gonna have the another session. So for today, with the another session, finish this complete rendering. So after that, we can end this session for today. I don't want to overload you guys with too many stuff. In the next class, we're gonna do the garments and everything. Okay. In 10 minutes, this is gonna be in the next session. That will be the last session for today. We're gonna talk about and how to render them. And
Excuse me, sir.
Could
you just repeat what you said earlier? There was like a technical difficulty you froze from our side.
Oh, I mean, I'm saying
about the session.
Yeah, another 10 minutes. I think this session this Zoom will cut and use the same link to rejoin again. I'll finish the skin tone and I will show you all this process of rendering for the skin textiles and how we're gonna apply the textiles and how we're gonna how to apply the embroidery details also. Okay, so that will be the last session for this master class. Okay, then we're gonna have a question and answers, and if you guys need to the questions. And the rest of the thing you guys need to practice as per the instructions I given. If you practice and practice, obviously you can see a better result. Okay, observe them what you're doing. Okay, and as I said, see now we got some structure now. See now we have some decent tone is coming out, right, with the skin and everything. So now let's erase the light we don't want here. That's kind of a distracting. Sorry about that. Let's remove this one. Now you guys can see I have my base tone and my mid tone. Now, okay, sir, how to get a dark tone? I will show you a trick. That's what we're going to use our burn tool and smudge sponge tool. Okay. Sorry, dodge tool, burn tool and dodge tool. These are the tools I'm going to use it to make it dark tone. And after that, I use my smudge tool again to retouch it to get a perfect outlook of my blending. Okay. So now let's get into the burn tool that you can find it bottom of your smudge tool. Okay. If you see a dodge tool looks like this. Okay. And the bottom one is a burn tool. Okay. So we're going to use the both dodge tool and burn tool to get a perfect result. So don't worry. So first initially I'll start with the burn tool because I have my base tone, I have my mid tone. I need a dark tone now. Okay, to get a perfect dark tone, instead of playing with my color, what I'm going to do is I'll burn the color. Okay, I don't apply the third tone. I just simply turn it darker. Guys following me, right? Any doubts over here, guys, so far? Any doubts? So let's continue and let's take this burn tool. I got my burn tool and now slowly start with the head. Okay. And I'll zoom as much as I can. This is the best thing with the digital, you can zoom as much as you can to draw a tiny small details that what we missing in your regular hand drawing. So, okay, I'll reduce my size of my burn tool. Okay. And I use the same soft and round brush. Okay. I'll keep it somewhere. I'll keep it bigger size only 88 or maybe 100. I'll keep this size for now 97. I'm keeping my burn tool size is 97 and exposure 47, so that's fine. Okay, angle you can leave it as it is, and if you want to give a pressure sensitivity, you can give a pressure sensitivity. Okay, I'm giving my pressure sensitivity on. So slowly let's burn it slowly on these edges and do so at the same time. Okay, just 1 or 2 strokes is fine to make it dark like this. Wherever you want to make it dark, just simply apply 1 or 2 strokes to make it dark. Okay, once I have my dark, you can see this one. Okay, I'll take my smudge again. Okay, I'll reduce my size of the smudge, okay, a little bit, and I zoom it as much as I can to draw and smudge a tiny small. And the burn tool, I'm going to use that color. Here I still need a little more darker. What I do is I'll reduce my size of my burn and I burn only on the edges here. See, only on the edges there where I want a darker approach, burn that area. And I do the same thing on the chin and cheekbone and this area too. And of course the ear where I want a little more darker on the edges. And this is good enough for me for now. Then I'll take my smudge and slowly I'll increase as per it's required. Okay, there is no any specific numbers. You just need to guide for that area where blend it smooth and neat. See, I'm gonna adjust as and simply blend it this direction. I need a half. So, and you need to memorize the way the muscles is going to be. See the throat muscles over here of those styles. And I need a little bit smaller brush because the color is pulling too much. And I'll reduce my strength also a little bit. I don't want stuff color, it's blending too much of color. So I reduce my strength to a little bit smaller 38 instead of getting, but it takes some time. So you need to work over there.